Three local comedians will take the stage at Murray Hill Theater to serve up wholesome humor that's appropriate for all ages. The Clean Comedy series features Joey Nickel, Mike Freed, and Danny Johnson. I'm joined now by Mike Freed and Joey Nickel. Welcome, both of you.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Let's start off with clean comedy. Give me a little definition of what is clean comedy. How does it differ from typical types of comedy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's different other than, what Joey and I both experience because we're relatively clean and we work at all the other comedy clubs in town and travel and so forth, is that people will come to see us and they'll say, that was great, but that other person, they used some language that wouldn't make my spouse comfortable, or I wouldn't want to bring people from church or what have you. So what we want to do is test that and see if people want to come out and see clean comedy. So it should be just as funny. And it's not to say that comedy that uses vulgarity can't be funny, but in this instance, it's going to be all clean. We've got Danny Johnson from Dry Bar Comedy and Joey, of course, and myself. And ticket sales are great, but there are still some available. We think it'll be a great opportunity for Valentine's Day.
I've seen a definition that says, clean comedy is generally free of not just profanity, but things like racism, racial, pejorative jokes about, minority communities of one kind or another. And so it's, Joey, something that is possibly a little bit more of a welcoming space for people who maybe aren't, interested in that sort of treatment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and there's different levels of clean comedy also. Like if you're doing there's like club clean. I do a lot of clubs, so it's like, well, we're doing a clean night. That just means don't say the F-bomb. Like that's all that means. Like everything else goes at that. But what we're doing is family friendly comedy. Like we want people to bring their kids. We want people to have an experience with comedy. Like Mike said, it's not like you can't be funny if you're not clean, but we just want to be able to have everybody who wants to come.
Yeah, and to your point, comedy can be divisive, and obviously there's plenty of divisiveness in public discourse right now. Mm-hmm. We want to provide jokes that make people feel good and feel good about coming out to laugh and celebrate and laugh about what unites us rather than what divides us.
And lest people think that there's something missing from clean comedy, there's some very household names who are clean comedians. Jerry Seinfeld, Jim Gaffigan, Arvin Mitchell, Megan Hanley. There are people who are really well-known, famous comics that are...
Nate Bargatze right now is one of the most popular comedians out there, and he's perfectly clean.
Mm-hmm. And so, Joey, what brought you to comedy in the first place?
Oh, man, I just didn't want a real job. Like, that's... No, I was always just good at talking. Like, I just wanted to make people laugh. I grew up, I wasn't like the best athlete. I wasn't the smartest kid. Like, I always just wanted to make people laugh. And I think I always wanted to be a comedian from, like, when I was very little. I think I told my mom one time, I said, I think when I was like 10 or something, we were watching Full House, and I saw Joey, Joey Gladstone doing his stand-up. So I want to be a comedian. And she said, no, you don't want to be a comedian. You'll end up divorced or depressed.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I know. So it never really occurred to me to be a job, like it's a thing that you can just pursue if you want to, until I was, later in life when I decided to do it. I've been doing it about 10 years now.
And I'm just trying to picture you little. You were little at some point?
Well, littler.
Okay.
Yeah, smaller than I am now.
I like that your mom had a pretty good punchline there.
Yeah, I know.
Nice delivery and everything. Mike, who are some of your favorite comedians?
I'm a big fan of Dimitri Martin, who was just in town, outstanding comedian, and Mitch Hedberg, who's passed, but that sort of set-up and punch style of joke, and Stephen Wright, three that I try to emulate in that style of comedy. But, there's so many that I like. Those are the three that if I could change lives with them, I would do that.
Uh-huh. And
other than Mitch Hedberg, I mean, he's dead, so.
Oh.
Yeah, don't want to switch with him.
No. But when he was successful.
Yeah, he was great.
Joey, it's Valentine's Day. It's kind of no better time to tell a joke. Have you got one for us that maybe
nice setup.
is
That was a
Valentine's
clean setup there.
No pressure, Joey.
No, I'm married. You're married? Is that right?
I am
How
married.
long have you been married?
20 some year, 20. My producer.
This isn't going well.
21. 21 years.
Okay, so a little longer than me then. I've been married for almost 16 years, but I have a lot of friends that have not been married as long as I have, and they always ask me advice, like, what's the secret? How do you stay married for so long? How do you stay in a happy marriage? I figured it out early on. I figured it out within the first year. It is separate blankets. That's the secret.
Blankets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. That is the secret to a happy marriage. If you have separate blankets, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I just changed your life. You need to have separate blankets. But it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there because you can have other things like When we got when we moved into nicer houses through the years, we would always kind of separate a few things, like separate sinks, that kind of stuff in the bathroom. Now we have a separate shower and a bathtub. She takes the bathtub, I take the shower. She's allowed in the shower if she wants, but I'm not allowed in that bathtub. And honestly, that's the smart move. You don't want to clean up after me. That's not. Yeah, so we have separate. But it doesn't. Now we're really happy because we have separate houses. So
Yes. Oh,
That's a perfect arrangement.
yeah, no.
that would have been so much cheaper separate blankets than 2 divorce lawyers.
Yeah,
I
exactly. You know what I'm talking about. You should
I
have started with the
should
blankets
have talked
first.
to you first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward to this event. It is Saturday night
It
at
is.
the Murray Hill Theater,
Lovely Murray Hill Theater, historic Murray Hill Theater over off Edgewood in Riverside.
7:00. Where can we get tickets?
You can get tickets on Murray Hill's website. Murray is Murray. Theater is spelled pretentiously with a R-E at the end.
Comedians Mike Freed and Joey Nickel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.